So I'm going to start with moisturizer. This is going to be Beautiful Amore. And then I'm going to follow that up with my filler, which is going to help me with fine lines underneath my eyes as well as moisturize the very tender skin underneath my eyes. Now I'm going to actually use an under eye cream. It's part with retinol, and it's actually used to first moisturize the skin underneath my eye because, of course, as you know, that is a very thin part of the eye, but also to kind of help plump up those lines. Now I'm going to use a diffuser brush to apply primer to my face, and after primer, I'm going to use Black Radiance Foundation, color 8414. So now that that's done, I'm going to start on brows. Now I'm going to do a very full brow because I really want to kind of sculpt it a lot, so I'm really just going in to kind of fill in any areas that are not already filled in, and then I will shape and define it using concealer. Okay, so now that I've taken basically a smaller foundation brush and blended it in, or a concealer brush as we call it, I'm now going to take a blending brush. Now I'm really taking this blending brush, which has no color on it, to blend down the concealer, and then I'm going to top it off with powder foundation to really set the concealer, as well as make it just a bit easier to blend with the eyeshadow. So now I'm going to start with some color, but before I actually apply the color, I'm going to put on NYX's eyeshadow base. And I'm going to follow that up by NYX's white eyeshadow base. This is really going to help the gold color really pop, and then the bronze overlay really stand out above that. Now I'm taking an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, and I'm using the eyeshadow brush towards the mid piece of the eye on both sides, and I'm also using it to part of the base of the eye. Now what's going to happen, this is really going to help the bronze pop out a little bit more, and it's also going to really help in shading with the mid-tone color. Next I'm going to use the other side of this e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to use Yellow Pop, and that's going to be my inner eye color. After I apply the inner eye color, I'm going to use a blending brush to blend the colors together, as well as start on my mid-tone. Now that it's blended in, I'm just going to take grape as well as an angled brush, and I'm going to use it as my eyeliner for both the top and bottom lashes. Now I'm using that same blending brush that was with no color on it, and I'm blending chocolate into the crease. I'm only doing it into the crease because then I'm going to blend it down into the eyeshadow, making sure that there's a separate line between my brow and my shadow line, as well as my mid-tone. Now that we finished highlighting and contouring, I'm actually going to take that same blending brush and I'm dipping in the grape, which as you'll remember is also the liner color, and I'm putting it right in the middle there, in between bronze and chocolate, and that's really going to be my line of depth there, and I'm just going to blend it in until I get the desired look. All right, so now right on top of that contour that you may have seen in the other video, I'm going to layer on Mars just on the cheek. Now I'm going upward because I want my eyes to slant out a bit more because this is more of an Egyptian bronze look, but I'm also doing the red to blend into the chocolate, to blend into the contour so that it both slims the face and complements the golden bronze tones I'm using. So the first color I'm actually using is going to be Raspberry Justice with a bit of yellow pop in it. That makes it more of a pink glaze than it normally is. And I'm going to show you how that looks, and then I'm going to take it off and put a different color on so you can see how that looks. Now, most people love the pink, and if you're just doing, something for just every day with a little sparkle to it, that's fine. But I wanted to do something just a bit more daring. So the first thing I'm going to do is take off the color, and I'm going to make sure it's more of a clean palette by just using that same foundation brush to kind of make sure that my colors on my lip starts off with the most pigment I can. So it has a little bit of concealer left on it. Then after I do that, I'm going to go in next with Odessa, which is a glitzy. It's more of a glittery color. And I'm just going to apply that lightly in between both the yellow pop as well as the bronze color. I'm not going to put a whole bunch so that it doesn't take over the color of the eye, but just so that it complements and kind of gels well together and also gives a little bit more pop to the eye when people look at it. Next, the lip color I'm going to use is actually bronze, and I'm going to use bronze glaze for the lip color so you can kind of see it all over look, all over bronze look. Well, thank you for spending time with us today, and I hope you enjoyed this look. For more questions, you can go to lushinverdant.com. Have a great day.